Hi there, Colin Gwynn here with 3D Robotics. In this video, we're going to do our first autonomous flight with the Iris Plus. So this is all you'll need out on the field, which is your Iris Plus, a fully charged flight battery, your remote controller, and then this time we're going to need our telemetry radio with the Android cable, blue end plugged into the Android device, and then either an Android tablet or phone of some sort. The last thing you'll want to keep in mind is that if your Android device is Wi-Fi only and you're not going to have data out where you're going to be flying, you'll want to go ahead and go to the Google Play Store, download Droid Planner 2 now, which is also a link in the description to download that application, and you can go to Google Maps and preload satellite map data so that when you're out on the field planning your mission, you won't need data to pull up those maps. Other than that, let's head out on the field and do an autonomous flight. All right, so we're outside, we're in a nice open field, and we're gonna go ahead and program a mission, but let's do something fun. I think something that a lot of people would like to know how to do and be able to easily capture is a really beautiful arcing wraparound shot while keeping a certain subject in the center of the frame. Maybe that's you on top of a mountain, or maybe that's a house, or maybe that's anything you want to keep in the center of the frame. So let's go ahead and build a mission that allows you to do that. And that'll allow us to do a takeoff waypoint, a region of interest, a splined wraparound mission around some trees, and then a landing waypoint finally. So we're gonna go ahead and open up Droid Planner. I'm not gonna connect yet or even power on the Iris because you may wanna spend a few minutes really building a nice mission. And once it's built, we'll power on everything, connect, and send that mission to the drone. So first thing is, let's center ourselves where we wanna be. And we're gonna go in, we're gonna push the edit button, which takes us into Mission Editor. If you hold down the trash can, it's just kind of a best practice. It clears all waypoints that may or may not be on your map. And it also automatically creates a takeoff waypoint that goes to 10 meters. Now the takeoff waypoint doesn't really matter where it is on the map because it's just gonna be wherever you take off from. So we've got our waypoint for takeoff. Now this top left one is selected, which means I'm ready to add a waypoint. The first one I'm gonna add is called a region of interest. And that's me telling the Iris, this is where I want you to look the entire time. So I'll drop a waypoint kind of right by where we are because I want it to focus on us while it flies around. And then I can highlight, I can either press the waypoint itself or the number 2 here at the bottom of the screen to bring up my waypoint editor and change it from a waypoint to a region of interest. Great, so now what I want to do is zoom out on the map a little bit so I have a little bit more room to see. And then I'm going to select the second icon down on the left side, which is the paintbrush icon. That's going to allow me just to draw a nice circle around. So I'm going to select that. Now, if it's normal waypoints, they're going to kind of go in a straight line between each waypoint. Spline will automatically create curves between the waypoints. So we're going to do that one. Go spline. And then we just draw a nice little circle around and back to us, and then let go, and you'll see it creates all the waypoints for you. Now at this point, you may want to adjust some things. I can zoom in here. Say I want to take this number 5 waypoint and adjust it a little bit. And we can look around here, 7, 8, 9, 10. That all looks good. Let's take 10, move it out here a little bit, kind of smooth out that curve. And then number 12, let's just hold it, drag it to where we want to land, which is right around here in front of where we're standing. And then I'm going to select the number 12 waypoint and change it from a waypoint to a land. So that means it's going to go ahead and automatically land right there. So we've now built our entire mission. Now I'm going to power on the Iris. That way it's going to be ready for us to connect and send it the mission. So I'll go ahead and connect here.
GPS 3D lock.
Great, so we're connected. Now a couple things you can do. If you want to save this mission so that you can use it in the future, you can hit these little 3 dots and say save mission file. And you'll see at the bottom of the screen it says file saved. Now I don't have to build that mission ever again. If I want to come out to the same place and do the same mission repeated, I've always got it saved on my tablet here. So you can spend some time really customizing a great mission and then always be able to recall it later. So we've saved that. Now I'm going to hit the same 3 dots and I'm going to say send mission, which is going to wirelessly send all this information to the Pixhawk on the Iris. Send mission, wait.
Waypoint saved to drone.
It says waypoint saved to drone. I see on the screen it says waypoint sent. Now we're ready to go fly. Okay, now that we have created our mission in Droid Planner, sent the mission to the Iris, which means now that entire mission lives on the Pixhawk inside the Iris. So we really don't need the tablet anymore other than to just monitor the mission, as well as if you want to make it come home and land, or if you want to switch it into loiter to pause the mission for some reason, you can do that with the tablet. For now, I'm going to go ahead and set it down, and then I'll let you know the series of steps that we're going to take in order for the Iris to complete its mission, which is going to be pressing and holding the safety button so that the propellers are ready to be armed and spin up. Then we're going to do the same motions that we do when you're doing a manual flight. We're going to take the left stick down all the way into the right to arm the motors, and then we're going to give it a little bit of throttle because it will not automatically take off if it's at the very bottom of the throttle. So we just give it a little bit, flip down into auto. It's going to take off, fly its mission, come back, land itself because we made a land waypoint. Once it's on the ground, you just flip back out of auto to the top, either loiter or standard mode. Just flip into the top mode, whichever, and then hold down and to the left to disarm the propellers. So let's go ahead and do that. First step is to arm. So we've armed our ESCs. We're also going to start rolling on the GoPro. You want to make sure you get a video. Now I'm going to hold down and to the right with the left stick. That gets the propellers going. I give it just a little bit of throttle. It's not going to take off yet. Now, this mode switch, I'm just going to flip right down into auto. Now I can zoom out on my Droid Planner application here for Android, and we can sit here and watch the entire flight. We can see it's tracking really beautifully along these splined waypoints, doing these nice curves, the whole time keeping us in focus and in the center of the frame. Getting some really nice parallax around the trees, and really doing a flight that would take a normal new beginner flyer 6 months to a year to be able to master, because you're flying nose in, you're wrapping around trees, yet the Iris Plus is just doing it all for us. So as you can see, it's come back home. It's still focusing on us the whole time, and it's going to land itself right where we told it to. So again, once it lands, I'm going to go ahead and switch back into the top mode, which is standard mode, and then hold the stick down and to the left. So switch up, hold it down to the left, and we've disarmed our propellers. So now all we need to do is stop rolling on the GoPro, unplug your battery, and you have now completed your first autonomous mission and captured some really compelling aerial video without having to spend months learning how to fly. So like we said before, Droid Planner and Mission Planner have all kinds of different types of waypoints and circle modes and region of interest and spline waypoints. So feel free to just find an open field, experiment, and have fun with it.